Betting is a poor man's game.
Betting is like a pest.
If you want to be a millionaire in 10 days, then go and bet.
It's always a great day. It's always a great session linking up with you again. This is Social 254 TV, and as usual, we are with the great team. With me here, we have Rose, we have Mr. Oscar, we have Monique, and today we want to talk about the whole issue of addiction. Now, young men and also even the middle-aged people and even the old-age guys are addicted to different things. Talk about some people are addicted to betting, some people are addicted to drugs, some people are addicted to various things. Young men in Kenya are addicted to various things, and we have to talk about some of these things. We have to talk about this whole issue of addiction. Now, in Kenya, for example, the issue of betting is a big addiction in most young men and most young women. Let's talk about addiction, and maybe thank you guys as usual for joining us, Rose again, and Mr. Oscar and Monique. It's a great time for joining us. Now let's talk about addiction. Young men are addicted to various things. Let's talk about gambling. Some are addicted to betting. It's a big thing in the country, and we have to talk about it. What do you think about this whole issue of addiction in the country, Rose? In terms of betting, gambling, young men are addicted to gambling. You earn your salary at the end of the month, but you have to slot some particular amount of cash to betting. What do you think about that?
Okay, when it comes to gambling, it's a different case. But what the young people are doing is giving money to someone, and like you go betting. I'm not even so sure about the money that is coming.
Betting, like I was just reading the statistics the other time, Kenya is in the top three betting nations in the whole of Africa, after Nigeria and South Africa. And most the bulk of gambling comes from young men. Young men are spending a lot in terms of betting. Oh, Mr. Oscar, what do you think about that?
First of all, there is a friend of mine who once told me betting is a poor man's game. Betting is about someone is like a pastor who gives you too much hope, such that you feel like you won't lose anything, placing your 100 but in exchange of 1 million. You'll see that's a worth risk. But in real sense, the reality is the 1 million is not guaranteed. And then second thing, they ask for very little to show you that you're not losing a lot of money. But people don't think of it from like the point whereby ask yourself how many people are betting. A quick math, let's say 1 million people are betting with 100 bob. That's 100 M. I'll pay tax of 16%, that's 16 M. I'll remain with 84 M. 84 M, I have one winner who won a jackpot of 20 M. If I pay you the 20 M, I'm left with 64 M. So that's what they don't think about. So they only think of if I win the 20 M, I'll be good. But they don't think of the other part.
Basically, what makes young people have the tendency to bet? What drives young people to bet? Monique, in your perspective, what drives that young lady? What drives that young man to betting?
I think one of the major driving force is lack of job opportunities, especially for the youth. If jobs are created for these people, then I think the thing about betting, this addiction will be on the low. Because I think betting is like a pest. These people get to clinch on once, like I think when you put like 50 shillings and then you get like an amount of 3,000 Kenyan shillings, you see the high fee. So it will like motivate you the next time you put on money each and every time. So I think if we created job opportunities for the youth, I think gambling, yeah, it will be on
so Monique is saying lack of job opportunities, lack of opportunities to make income. Rose, in your perspective, what drives young people to immerse themselves into betting?
I think the greed for quick money, and
quick
that's
cash.
For me just
You want to make
so
quick
much
cash.
laziness. And okay, from my friend Monique, she's saying that we should create job opportunities for these guys. Come on, it's another world. Nobody's going to create for you a job opportunity. You have to wake up, go search for this money like anybody else. You can just put 50 shillings every single day there.
But
How do you
that
search?
is his way of searching for money.
Yeah.
It's not always. It's not always. This thing is not guaranteed. That's what you've told us.
Yeah.
Why spend 50 shillings when you can spend that 50 shillings, go buy a shirt and sell it to somebody else?
Okay, what if I don't know
100
where to
shillings?
buy the shirt?
That's laziness. Get up, look for money.
It's actually-
So you get up, you look for money.
Yes, without having to gamble. You know, the problem comes when somebody goes, sits in that house, they just gives out 50 shillings, and they're not even so sure if the 100 shillings will come, and maybe it's the only money you have.
There is this perspective. You see your friend, you see the social media. This guy gambled with 100 bob, but now he has 200,
That's not your
200
luck.
million.
That's
200
not your
million.
luck.
So,
Just because somebody else won doesn't mean
So
I'm
it's
going
about
to win.
luck.
It's about luck. And if you have to
So what
put
is
in-
wrong with one trying his luck?
How many times do you have to try to always win? This thing is
More,
it's
you have to try again and
You know,
again
the more
and
you,
again.
the more you put money there, you lose. Again, you put money and lose. You should be a wise person and get up and know this thing is not working for me. Look for something else. I think the problem is when people expect too much when they're giving too little. It's not always that way. I think people should just stop doing this. If you have to gamble it the right way. You see, you don't have to gamble all the money
but
you have.
okay,
How will you
see?
gamble
You
the
see,
right way?
I'm
The
saying
right
this-
way, the right way is you don't have. If I have only 50 shillings, why should I put my 50 shillings in gambling instead of even doing something that will bring me 100 shillings back? You see, I think young people should just stop this. For me, it's disturbing. Why should a young person spend 100 shillings while they perfectly know that they don't have any other money? Oscar's told us that gambling and betting is a poor man's job. That's it.
So, Mr. Oscar, what drives young men into betting? What drives young women into betting?
Okay, me, I think
In Kenya, basically.
in Kenya there are so many factors. But first, you know, betting. If you look at the origin of betting, there is this being a fan of a team. Then now they like the guys who come up with the betting firms, they ride on the fact that they know you guys love football, for example.
Yeah.
So they know you as a Manchester United fan. If you believe, it's like someone is daring you, telling you if you believe in your team so much, put your 100 bob. You see. So unconsciously, I'll put their 100 bob today, then I'll lose. Then tomorrow I'll say, no man, jana niliweka soya yangu na ikazama. This money has to come back. Now it becomes like you're doing it because you've already lost. Now you want your money back. Now you see people even graduate from betting one game, they do multi-bet, now they graduate to jackpot. Now people say, I just want the jackpot. I don't want another because I've been losing. Let me give you a live example. I have a friend of mine who he was telling me he has been betting for the past like 2 years. He was losing like 50, 100 bob, 50. Now he's doing his math. Like for the past 2 years, he's telling me the amount he's lost is like let's say 100,000. So he's saying if that day he will win the jackpot, it will have paid all the money he's been spending. So you see, that is a mentality. Someone has enslaved you
Exactly.
in your mind.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not even about like creating job opportunities or what. It's just about people waking up and
So
realizing
maybe
this whole
stop
thing.
sleeping.
is
People
gambling
should stop
like,
sleeping.
is gambling
It's not-
is betting.
Yeah, you
is-
should bet. You should bet for fun. You should bet
Exactly.
for fun. You like you feel join the club there or shoot a bet.
should you consider it as a form of job opportunities, as a form of
It's for those,
employment?
the people
Let me
who are
tell you.
high there, it's, for them it's a job opportunity.
it creates
but for
jobs.
you, you're losing.
Uh-huh.
Imagine, let's just imagine this. The people who bet every single day with 50 shillings. If I kept that 50 shillings and like at the end of the month, let's say it's 30 days, how much do I have in 1 month? That's my own,
1,500.
and I can even start a job with it. I can even go out, I can even do something for myself that I have always wanted to. But the fact that I'm giving out to someone 50 shillings every single day, and probably it's not even giving me back anything, it's making me a slave. I'm losing it. People should just stop sleeping. I think
Why am I getting this sense of feeling that you guys are just against betting and you don't want anything to do with
check
betting?
it.
Why am I getting this sense of feeling that
Save,
it's
bet if you have money. If you don't have money, stop doing
Money-
it because you're losing it.
Is it viable? Is it okay for you to bet?
I want to say one thing. I think, I don't even think it's, I want to say this, an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Yeah.
And-
Does
and-
betting make you idle?
No,
let me
people
tell
who
you,
bet.
let me
Go
tell you
look for people who
I want
bet.
you to check this, check people who have, I think most of these people are betting, they're very idle. Because
Exactly.
I only think someone who has actually what, as someone who knows what he's doing, will major
You see,
actually quit.
most of the time you get these people, even in the office.
Betting is not about
even
being idle.
even in the office or in
Okay,
various
it's
companies,
not
you get employees
Not even employees, owners of the business.
owners of the business are
Owners
discussing.
of, that's not an idle
The
mind.
young people is if you have 1,000 shillings, you can bet with 50 shillings and remain with 950 for your own, you see. But imagine you betting the entire 1,000 shillings, you're not building yourself. So for me, I have no problem with people who bet or the betting thing. I'm okay with people who even gamble, the other types of gambling. But my problem is to this person who has only these 50 shillings.
At the end of the day, is it viable? Is it sustainable for a young man to?
It's not.
It's
Okay,
actually
let me say this. In any economy, there must be something like there will be a loser, there will be someone who will gain. Like
But
if you
young people
spend
should
cash,
not lose.
okay, it's not guaranteed that young people
no,
should
not
not
all
lose.
of them, but you see what my problem is. My problem is if you have this 100 shillings, my craze to that person.
Okay,
who
let
is
me ask you.
out there.
Let me ask you.
Unajua mpaka wamejengewa nyumba ya kukaa hapo siku hizi, like they even have a gambling place, like they
It's a business. It's a business. It's
But
a
now,
business, and you can't blame the businessman.
I can't blame the businessman.
Yeah.
I have a concern with this
So-
young
so-
person. My concern is to every person.
Let me tell you one thing.
What,
That's like
what guys. Let's talk about this. It's the government has allowed these betting companies to operate in the country. Is
No.
the government part of the problem in terms of that leads to youth being addicted in the country?
Let
Is
me
the
tell you one
government
thing
part of
about
the
the
problem?
government.
Yeah.
The government cares about the tax. That's all they care about. If
So-
the
so-
betting
so-
firm is giving them, like the last time they said they're raising the tax percentage to 35. So if, for example, Sportpesa is giving them 35% of their income monthly, the government is okay with that. Trust me, because they need the money as a
But of
government.
late, I think
So it's
better.
about you as
But
an
every
individual.
government-
Yeah,
You
every
sit
government-
down
every
and
government
look for what is
needs-
good for
Like
you.
people-
Every
not-
government needs to consider the people. They need to consider the livelihood.
Do you
of
think the
its
government
Okay,
is
now,
satisfying
let me ask
the
you, let me
total
ask you.
individual? It doesn't work. Like the government cannot even. Does the government know you exist personally?
They only know
it
your-
is
your
you
details.
who is
They
supposed
have
to
your
wake
details.
up. They only have your details, but it's me who is supposed to make myself. You get?
So the government is part of the betting crisis in the country among the young
I
people.
don't
Even
really
we have
think so.
we
It's-
have we have government officials.
the
who own
government can
betting
agree
companies.
and people refuse.
a business.
The government can refuse and the people agree, and that's how it is. Like you can't force people to do things, and you also can't limit people to do things. I think the problem is
Us.
the main.
So moving on
People.
forward, final words in terms of betting crisis in the country. Final words in terms of betting among the young people. Monique, let's start with you. Final words.
Final words. First of all, I wouldn't encourage the issue of betting because I feel like it's more of depressing the youth. I feel the youth should actually try and create their own jobs.
Exactly.
By this creating of our own jobs, I think the betting issue will actually
Go down.
go down.
Okay, Mr. Oscar, final words. How can young men move away from this crisis of betting?
Okay, my final words is let's move away from this working with trends. Like what is trending is betting. You also want to bet. Like you have to sit down as an individual and ask yourself, will this betting help me, or what do you really want? If you want to be a millionaire in 10 days, then go and bet, because everyone knows it's impossible for you to be a millionaire in overnight, just once. You see. So if you believe that you can be, continue losing money to the betting sites. After all, they are making money. There are people who are employed there and they need the salary.
Yeah.
That's the truth. The government needs taxes. So you put yourself in a position whereby you'll be used forever. That's your choice you made, my friend. So it's about you. Weka chini, evaluate yourself, decide if you bet or you won't bet. But personally, I'd advise guys against betting. Especially kama una survive na the little you have. For now, you
Haiwezi.
put your priorities right. Yeah.
Rose?
My last say is just a challenge for every single person who bets, even if you have so much money. My challenge is this. Like if you spend 50 shillings in every betting session, just put that 50 shillings in a small coin box. And at the end of your 3 months or 6 months, check how much you have. That's how much you've been losing every single time. And you know what? That money that you've saved can take you out of so much trouble. Like it can save you the cost of your rent. It can take you off the cost of doing so much. Okay, and another thing for the youth, nobody is going to solve your problems. Like people can be there to help you out, but nobody's going to solve your problem
take the
100%. You have to take the
front
first step out. Don't bet just because you want quick money. It's never that way. Just do something that can help you. If you have to bet, do it responsibly. Yeah.
Okay, so nobody's going to solve your problems.
Don't
Don't ask what the government can do for you. Instead, ask what you can do for the government. Those are their perspective. Those are their sentiments of this great team that we do have here in Social 254 TV. Make sure you drop your comments. Make sure you drop your perspective in terms of what you think about this whole issue of the betting crisis in Kenya. This is Social 254 TV.